Peapods, take 6. We're just 2 peas in a pea pod, floating down the river in a sack of Peapods. You and me, 2 peas in a pea pod. Well, the sack's made of burlap, it's floating in the river. And the river represents, well, the universe. Actually, the flow of time. And the sack, well, the sack's the world. And you and me, we're in a pea pod together. It's like a group of people standing next to each other, or a family, or something like that. And you know, we're all floating down the same river. You can't get out of the river. Well, we keep floating. We'll see where it takes us. But there's other peas in the sack, other pea pods. You and me in a pea pod together. Other pea pods touching us. So many pea pods. I can't believe how many pea pods there are in this sack. Don't forget, people, that the sack is made of burlap. You gotta picture what I'm picturing here. It's a literal sack of pea pods. Somebody dropped it in the river or something. Anyways, also understand that the sack represents the world, and you know, we're all just floating along. This is a very original concept. You need to listen. Now the pea pods are like families, basically, and or something, groups of people. We went over this. Anyways. Just 2 peas in a pea pod, floating down the river in a sack of pea pods. Just 1 sack in the river full of pea pods. Multiple peas in a pea pod, multiple pea pods in a sack. It's a burlap sack. Yeah, well, you know, that about sums it up.